The NBA is in its first week, and we have the player who is going to 10x this season. There's tons of rookies and second-year players who have the potential to 2x, 3x, 5x, or even 10x this year. Whether you're flipping, investing, or collecting cards, who doesn't want a 10x? We'll tell you who's going up and who's going down. Hello, planet Earth, and welcome to Up or Down, the show where we show you what really moves a card's price up or down. I am joined this week by the illustrious, the powerful, the largest sports card buyer in the entire galaxy. Ethan, we're back at it again.
We are back.
Let's take a quick break though, because we have to announce the winner of the Ludex Weekly Loot Giveaway. And last week, we gave away this Joe Frazier signed card from Sports Kings 2007. Spot on Trick Shots, who said, "Hi, me again, and just telling you it's my birthday on the 12th, and I think that this is the best birthday present ever." Well, guess what? That's your birthday gift. Congratulations, Spot on Trick Shots. Please DM us on Instagram or comment underneath this video on your comment that you already made, and we will find you and we will get you this card. Congratulations. Let's get in the NBA season. Rookies, second-year players. This is where stuff starts to get interesting, exciting. Everybody's prospecting. Everybody in the hobby thinks there's a scout. Who's going to be the next Shohei Ohtani? Who's going to be the next SGA? Who's going to be the next Luka? How do we 2x, 5x, 10x our money, Ethan? Who are you looking at this year as a rookie or as a sophomore in the NBA?
Well, I want to preface this that honestly, I've made a majority of my money in this hobby by scouting basketball talents. Basketball, there's not a lot of guys to choose from, and the right guy will go up. It doesn't even take a lot. It takes a 19-year-old turning 20 years old to just have a slight 10-point increase or an 8-point increase, going from single digits to double digits. It can take a second-year guy who was just a steady player turning into one of the better players on that team, a focal point. There's a lot of ways to make money in basketball. There's also the biggest way, where you take a borderline all-star like a Shea or a Nikola Jokic, and then proving that you're one of the best players on the planet. So there's tons of ways to make money this season by investing in basketball cards.
Well, which basketball cards in particular do you think we should be looking at?
So I'm going to start off with the rookies. This is how you're going to do it. You're going to look at the murmurs around the league, what's coming out of summer league, what's coming out of preseason, players stepping up big, who's going to get a starting spot or maybe a six-man spot. That's going to get a lot of attention. The guy I looked at, who I wasn't even sure coming out of the draft, was VJ Edgecombe. I saw VJ Edgecombe, and the measurables aren't that impressive. The game tape isn't really that impressive.
But Edgecombe, just so anybody who is unaware, what team is he playing for?
He's a third overall pick to the 76ers. He came out of Baylor. And Baylor, has been very successful in terms of generating good basketball talent, but they don't ever have a guy that you're like, wow, this is one of the all-time players. They might have struck gold this time because VJ Edgecombe came into Summer League and looks like a fucking grown-ass man. Remember, this kid is 19 years old. He is just dominating athletically. He could score. He could pass. He makes the right decisions. He's got great size. He's dominating. And you look at his team, you have an Embiid. You have a Paul George. You have a Jared McCain. You have a Tyrese Maxey. And now comes a fifth guy. So if the 76ers start taking off, you don't need VJ Edgecombe to average 20 points a game because he's not. But if you have a 19-year-old averaging 13 and 5 and playing plus minutes and getting good defensive stops, out of all the kids in this class, VJ Edgecombe has the most pro-level body.
So when you've got guys like Tyrese Maxey and Embiid on the team, what do you think Edgecombe really needs to accomplish in order to stay relevant in the hobby and keep his price at a number that people are attracted to who are buying it or investing in Edgecombe?
So I can compare this closely to J-Dub. When J-Dub came into the league, he was still surrounded by all this talent. He was surrounded by Chet and Shea and all these guys, and he was still making impact. Big plays, big dunks, big blocks, big defensive scores, scrambling. Also, if he just meshes with the first team unit and he's getting 40 minutes a game, 38 minutes a game, that's still a big win because I think J-Dub only averaged like 15 his rookie year, but his prices were zooming up because you saw the potential of the fact that he's going to be playing in the league for a long time.
So besides Edgecombe, let's talk about
probably the biggest star of the draft, Cooper Flagg. Do you think that Cooper Flagg's price is just starting out the gate way too high and it's too hard to make money with him, or do you still see opportunity to invest in Cooper Flagg's Prism when they release? Or maybe, we don't have Prism this year. We're going to have Topps Basketball, right? Topps Chrome. The biggest Topps Chrome releases this year. Will hobbyists and collectors have opportunity to make money on Cooper Flagg, or do you think the margin's just too tight?
So I'm glad you brought this up, because the first overall pick is definitely the hardest pick to make money off of, because they have so much, like they're so raised so high and have built-in prices because you expect greatness from them. It's kind of hard for them to achieve what people expect. So Cooper Flagg, such a talented kid. The only thing I'm worried about him is the body size. Will he be able to bank? Will he be playing small forward, or will he be playing power forward? We don't really know it enough, but if Cooper can just play a full season and stay healthy, averaging 16 and 8 would be perfectly good for him. And then you look at the second overall pick. You look at Dylan Harper, who I was actually the highest on out of any kid. Like, if Cooper Flagg wasn't in this draft, I would have taken Dylan Harper. Just fractured his hand, might be out for a month, and when a rookie comes back from an injury, they don't get put right into the lineup, as if you played all preseason and you saw enough from him, you could start him. So now he's going to come back a month into the game, slowly mesh into the lineup that already has tons of guard play. Castle, Fox. So I'm a little worried about Dylan Harper, but he's a guy that you could buy now, and he can have a rookie season, and you can double down later, and then wait for his second year where he's going to show he's an elite talent, and it's going to go flying up. Another guy is Cade Cunningham, the fourth overall pick, who I also think is exceptional. He's a guy who's going to start right away. You're going to plug him in. He's going to sit in the corner. He's going to make threes. People aren't going to love him first because his defense is very questionable. And he's, remember, 19-year-old kid. You don't expect a lot from a guy that young in the league. But in terms of the top 5, there's money to be made. But the real money to be made are guys that most casuals never heard of. The guy who are outside the top 5, outside the top 10. For example, one of my favorite kids in this class, his name is Cedric Howard. Cedric Howard is a senior. He's been to 3 colleges and went 12th overall to the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies just got rid of Desmond Bane. They have a wide open position for him to start at shooting guard. I don't think Scottie Pippen's starting over him. And Cedric Howard, since he's an adult, will be ready to play. So you can see Cedric Howard come in and kind of do what Jaime Hackett has done, where he's already old enough to start putting up 18 points a game. So there's guys deeper in this draft that you can look at and start scouting now, because you're only going to see them play 5, 10, 20 minutes a game. But if you see the right stuff out of him, you could buy him low. And all he needs to do is average 5, 10 more points next year, and he'll triple 4x, 5x, 20x.
So I like the point that you brought up about Knuppel. Is it Knuppel? Is that how you say it?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Knuppel? Nupski? Anyway, how he can plug right into the corner and start shooting threes. Now, I want to bring that back, though, to Cooper Flagg, because the behind doors handshake evil NBA deal that was made to send Luka to the Lakers, and then all of a sudden somehow the Mavericks get the first overall pick a couple months later. But what that does now is it puts Cooper Flagg into a position where he can win right away, right? We're talking about the Mavs are at minimum a back-end playoff team with a 6th, 7th, 8th seed overall. Even just AD and Cooper Flagg is an interesting team, right? And then Kyrie will be out a couple months, but then you bring him back into the mix. The Mavs are a very, very interesting team, especially with having the youth of Cooper Flagg, where Kyrie, get 10 minutes of rest. AD, don't play 40 minutes a game. Play 30, right? Cooper Flagg, you take the bulk of the and then listen, they got Lively. They got all of these
D'Angelo Russell.
Right, they have all these complementary players. Yeah. So they've got range, they've got some experience, they've got some youth now. Very interesting with the Mavs. And I don't want to compare anybody to Luka, but we obviously saw a guy like Luka or Mahomes. Their prices are astronomical right out the gate, and then they kind of stay up. Mahomes deserving so, Luka not so much. He did get to the championship, but still no MVP and no win. Whereas, Mahomes has 3 MVPs, 3 Super Bowl champions. His price is warranted, right? So if Cooper Flagg gets into this zone, listen, plenty of people have made money off of Luka cards, right? Tons of people have made money off of Luka. So we don't want to make it like on this show, you can't make money on Cooper Flagg. It's just there's some players who have the ability to 10, 20x because their price is so low, And that's what you're talking about. The casuals who don't watch those players who are outside the top 5 and they're just like, I'm investing in the top 5 guys.
Yeah.
If you really watch ball and you know, oh, this kid was amazing in college and now he's going to be in a position where he can really shine on this team, right? Because he's going to get a lot of looks, or he's going to insert himself into a team that's an 8th seed, but now they could be a 4 seed, right?
Yeah.
So Cooper Flagg, maybe not the best example, but there's plenty of guys down the line who have that potential.
Yeah, but my issue with what you just said is all those expectations you just put on Cooper Flagg. That's a lot to put on a 19-year-old kid. So it's going to be really easy to disappoint. Like, look at Zion. I hear it all the time. Zion's a bust. Zion's not good. Dude averaged 24 and 12 last year. He played 82 games back-to-back years. I know his team's
He's not a bust
shit.
And he's not good. He's lazy.
Yeah, but his
He's just
prices
lazy
are
and
floored
injured.
out. And he is maybe lazy, but I mean, you can nitpick anyone, but he's averaging 24 and 12, so, like, it's a lot of expectations.
Well, listen, Zion looks great. Also, if he goes into a different market, gets traded, signs a new team in free agency, you can rest assured your cards are going up 10, 20, 30%.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But let's talk about some second-year players.
Yes.
Who are you looking at outside the rookie class, second year coming in the league?
So this second-year class, Prism last year was one of the cheapest Prism years I've ever seen. After Wemby, I think the box cut into a third because people were like, this class sucks. Alexander Sarr and Zachary Ricochet are not prominent basketball players. They're solid guys, but they're not stars. But those are the same people who aren't looking past the top 2. I like guys like Matas Buzelis. I like Jared McCain. I'm in love with Reed Sheppard. These guys are all going to step up this year and be big parts of their team. Buzelis could be the only scorer on the Bulls this year. Josh Giddey's the point guard, and besides that, they're just going to be passing it to Matas Buzelis. Jared McCain, I mean, this guy is also a big hobby figure, so he's going to get hobby love no matter what. He's a great person, and he's on a Philly team that I have high expectations for. I just talked about Edgecombe. They have such good depth. They have a lot of money built in that team, and look at the East. I mean, the East is terrible. And then my favorite guy in the class, as we all know, is Reed Sheppard. I mean, Reed Sheppard in college was elite. He's super efficient. He reminds me of a young Steve Nash. And he got lucky enough to get Jalen Green shipped out of town. And Fred VanVleet, I mean, I'm not happy about it, tore his ACL. So he's going to get tons of minutes on a team that are going to get primetime spots. The Rockets are good. Remember, they were the 2 seed last year. So they're going to be in tons of a big games.
I didn't even mention
air.
KD.
They got KD, they got Sangoon, they got Amon, they got Jabari. They have a great team. Reed Sheppard, here's the thing. I'm the biggest fucking Reed Sheppard fucking guy in the whole goddamn world. It's very obvious. I don't think he's averaging over 15 points a game, as he should. If the team's going to win, he's only averaging 14 and 5 and playing 30 minutes, but that's what we need from him. And if he does that, people are going to be like, this is a plus player. I'm going to invest in this guy. And he also, all these second-year guys have built-in excuses. They're only 20 years old. You're not really a man till you're 23. So you even have years like, let's say the Reed Sheppard and Matas Buzelis come out and they suck, which could happen. Well, then I can just say, hey, he's a little kid. Give him a couple years. You don't have a big drop-off until you're about a 22 or 23-year-old player.
Well, when you weren't going to sell that green kaboom Reed Sheppard at the National, I called you crazy. And now it looks like he could be slotting into a starting position on the Rockets, and you might be kicking yourself like you thought you were going to at the National when I said you were crazy if Reed Sheppard ends up being the star point guard on a Western team that is the 2 seed. I don't know. I think they're wildly different now that VanVleet is out and Dylan Brooks is out and Jalen Green is out. Like, it's a completely different team.
Whole different
right?
team.
So
a better team.
Probably a better team, but the West is really tough, man.
Super tough.
The West is really tough.
Yeah, and I am kicking myself for selling that Reed Sheppard. I knew this was going to happen. Luckily, I reinvested into other things like his NTRPAs and his Prisms. But listen, not only for Reed Sheppard, like there's a lot of young kids in this class, like Ron Holland, for example. The Pistons this year are going to be one of the best defensive teams we've seen in a long time. Asar Thompson, Ron Holland, Jalen Duren, and Cade Cunningham. This team is a top 4 team in the East, and he's going to get some love too. There's a bunch of guys. I don't need him to go out and average 20. I just need him to be on the floor, and that's what's going to happen.
Okay, let's talk about some players who you might think are going to be down this year.
So I have a very contrary take when it comes to these star basketball players. People with huge fixed-in values who have high expectations are not the guys I go after. I go to the people that or just like afterthoughts, people that have so much more that they could prove into the league. So one of the guys I think is going down is Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, Giannis is a first ballot Hall of Famer and a generational player. But all offseason, we've talked about he can get traded, this and that, yada, yada. And guess what? He's still on the Bucks. So the only way that he could do better than last year, because if you look at his stats last year, he had a crazy season, is to get traded. That's not in his control. He can come out and average the same thing of last year, and he'll still go down 20% because people just want to see improvement. That Bucks team sucks. Miles Turner's not going to help that team out. Damian Lillard, like, I know he wasn't doing much to that team, but the lineup right now is Kyle Kuzma and a bunch of bums. So Gary Trent, I mean, I don't want to invest in Giannis. I think he's a Hall of Famer, but look at what Kawhi's market is now. It's a lot down from what it used to be. I'm selling on Giannis.
Yeah, and I think that the only thing that can really increase his price is if he does go to a market like New York. Now you have way more New York fans who want to collect Giannis. That's the situation where now you've just created demand by the trade. And the hype of Giannis at MSG with Brunson is obviously just out of control, right?
Be electric.
So as of late, though, this week they're saying that the New York Knicks didn't really make a quality offer. The Bucks didn't like it. Then the other narrative is that the Bucks are being unreasonable. But
as they should be.
As they should be. I mean, it's Giannis. It's a Hall of Fame player.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, if you're going to be unreasonable, then put the pieces around him. Right? You get Dame Lillard, which was, I guess, kind of cool, but it's also like, why don't you get the 25-year-old or 28-year-old Dame Lillard?
Yeah.
You got Dame when he was 33 years old, whatever it is. Like, he's past his prime, and what happens? He gets injured.
Yeah.
Right? So you need to put Giannis, who's in his prime, with a guy who's a little bit younger, right? Who's going to start becoming, like, imagine if they got Zion.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
so many better players
Like
they
Zion
could've put.
Zion on the Pelicans, like he's averaging 24, nobody gives a shit about him.
No.
Zion at 23, 24 years old on the Bucks with Giannis. And now you got two bruisers who can rebound and block and score. Like, oh, well, that's an interesting matchup.
That center would be terrorized having to rim guard against those two guys. But another guy that I'm really down on, which everyone is super up, the market index is up 30% on him, which is scary, is Cade Cunningham. I know people aren't going to like this take, but Cade Cunningham last year was electric. I don't think he's going to be as good as he was last year. And even if he was, it wouldn't help. People have built in the price of Cade Cunningham that he's going to make a playoff push and be in the NBA Finals. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that jump that we saw last year is the last jump he's going to have of his career. The Pistons are going to be good, but they're just going to be like a 4 or 5 seed and they can knock down the second round. They're not a championship team yet.
I agree they're too young to be a championship team, but what I will say about the Pistons is the East is very weak, right? Haliburton's going to be out all year. Tatum's going to be out all year. The Pacers are depleted. The Celtics are depleted. The Cavs looked great last year. They had some injuries at the end of the season. We'll see if they can repeat as number one in the East. And then the Knicks, who go on these runs where they look elite, always kind of just crumble in the playoffs. So
yeah, and it's like I see that a couple teams making a big jump in the East, but those are the teams with playoff experience. The Pistons don't have that. The Pistons had one playoff year, and that's it. They're very young. They have no leadership. I'm just not sold on them.
And the Cavs, back to the Cavs, do you have any opinion on Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah, just a guy that has so much already accomplished that what is next? Is he going to... The only way Donovan Mitchell ever goes up is if he wins the NBA Finals at this point. I don't think the Cavs are there. They were great defensively last year, but we saw that as time goes on, they get injured, the defense lets up a lot of points, and then they start fumbling. I'm down on Donovan Mitchell. I wouldn't put money into him anymore. I feel like last year was the year. I think this year, I don't have faith. Even if he wins the East, goes first seed, he won't go up because he did it last year.
Well, what I'll say about the Cavs is I'd love to give them one playoff run where they're all healthy. You'd love to see that because, listen, they had a better record than the Celtics last year, which is pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
Like, the Celtics on paper are way better than the Cavs. But why? Why are the Cavs going on 17, 18-game win streaks? They had something cooking. And also think about this. Imagine they had been playing that style ball going into the playoffs.
It would have been tough, man, but they looked like a regular season team to me because Garland, great scorer, no defense. Mobley and Jared Allen are tough down the middle, but in a playoff atmosphere, they're going to be getting attacked. They're going to be playing 40 minutes a game, and they're going to get tired. I'm just a little worried about how much burden could Donovan Mitchell shoulder to get the Cavs over that hump. It's going to take a lot.
Let's talk about a couple players, though, who you think are going up this year.
Couple players I think are going up. Let me give you the ones that you can make the most money on first. I think Trae Young and Scottie Barnes are on two pretty competitive Eastern Conference team that could light it up this year. I mean, Trae Young, you hear Gilbert Arenas talking shit about him, or who was it talking shit about Trae Young?
No, Pat Bev.
Yeah, Pat Bev talking shit about Trae Young, and Trae Young's got shit to prove. I like that roster more than any roster in the league. Porzingis, James Johnson, Nicole Alexander, Trae Young. Like, they have players who could light it up. The Hawks have been building a team around him. Like, they have Ricochet. Like, that kid is actually pretty athletic for a center. Like, he can run the floor and play defense, and he's a young 19-year-old turning 20. They have so much. They have James Johnson coming back. I think the Hawks are going to be good as fuck. And Trae Young could easily average 30 on a team like that. Trae Young has not seen a shot he wouldn't take. Scottie Barnes, remember, Rookie of the Year, an all-star, averaged 27 points last year, and the Raptors are still building pieces around him. It's the teams you don't forget about that are going to go up the most. The players you forget about. Scottie Barnes and Trae Young are forgotten players that are perennial all-stars.
Well, I think it's also the lack of respect that Trae Young gets. This dude averages 11 assists every year.
Every year.
Every single year, he's the leading assists guy or like top 2 or 3. Plus, he drops insane amounts of points. Shoots the 3 ball like Curry, right? Like, So Trae Young is definitely disrespected. It's a shame he went to Atlanta because the franchise has never really put together a winning org. And Trae Young's another guy where if he got traded to the right team, imagine if Trae Young played with Giannis.
That's exactly the fit that would need to happen.
So I guess this is proving my point. Had the Bucks went after Trae Young instead of Dame, it's just you're getting a Dame Lillard type player 10 years younger, right? And now Trae Young and Giannis missed the playoffs last year on their first year. Who cares? They're both in their prime, right?
You have 5 more years of that.
Instead, you get 33, 34-year-old Dame who tears his ACL, and now you're fucked, right? And now he's not even on the team.
And Giannis is fucked too. I mean, that whole team is screwed in because of bad trading. One another player that is just a value play at this time. I don't think you're going to 10x on this card. I really don't. But I think it's the easiest 2x is John Morant. Like, you can't teach that talent. Like, John Morant is an explosive player. He's going to get the ball all the time for the Grizzlies. Listen, once you forget, he's only down because he got hurt and played with guns. He's not down because of his ability. He is still a top 15 NBA player. Just wait. He'll average 30 again this season. He'll want to prove people wrong. He will be motivated. I don't think the Grizzlies will be good, but I think John Morant is good.
John Morant is great. I've already made money when Jaws went down because of all the off-court stuff, plus his injuries. His kaboom went down, summer, like 50%. I buy it. It goes up 30% in 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
And these are just like very easy buys, guys.
Easy buys.
And another player that is an example of this, Joe Burrow right now.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
exactly.
Like, I don't know if he's going to come back this year because if he does, you can literally buy him right now and he'll go up 30% when he comes back if the Bengals were in the playoff mix. If not, though, listen, buy him over the next 3, 4, 5 months and then sell him in July. Sell him in August when he's back on the field. He's going to go up 30%.
Yeah, I just give you 3 guys that at the worst case scenario, who they play terrible next year, only go down 10%. They only go down. They already went down so much that they can't go down much more, but they still have the upside of going up 2x. So we're not giving you high-risk players. We're giving you very safe basketball investments. And remember, there's 82 games in the season. All you need is one 50-point game to have your shit explode.
And by the way, the guy this year, the version of John Morant, and maybe it's a little worse of an injury because it's ACL, but Tatum and Haliburton.
Such good buys.
Guess
They're
what?
so cheap right now.
They're down right now. Nobody's buying and selling Haliburton right now. Nobody's buying and selling Tatum right now because they're all talking about the Reed Sheppards and the Cooper Flaggs and the rookies and the Basellas and the sophomores, right? And the SGAs and the Lucas. Like, nobody's looking at these guys. So this is where guys with serious money, if you've got 6 figures, I don't know how many people who are watching this show, but obviously your buddy Marco dropped 20, 30 racks, right? Like, if you're watching this show right now and you've got that type of money to play with, you put $100K across Tatum and Haliburton cards, you buy them all right now, right? I'm talking about if you could buy a gold prism, if you could buy a NTRPA out of 99, like, $5,000 to $10,000 cards, and you buy 5 to 10 of them, right, of each guy, or whatever your budget is.
What's the worst that could happen? Like, think about it. They're already injured. Like, they could all you.
The worst that can happen is
Yeah.
you make 10% and you beat the S&P.
Dude, you don't even need them to play. You could sell it right before they come back. That'll be enough hype to go up 10, 20%. It's the safest investment. And also, Haliburton, man, that cards are so cheap. I'm buying a bunch, and I'm not going to sell before it comes back. I'm going to wait till he plays because that guy's elite.
He's elite, bro. He's
Yeah,
elite. He's
elite.
He just wins games in big moments.
Yep.
I mean, the amount of shots he hit to win the games in the last playoffs, I think he broke a record. Like, it had never been done before.
Had to.
And by the way, I'm a Knicks fan, and I'm talking highly of Haliburton, right?
Yeah, and we've been doubting him his whole career. That busted-ass shot in the Pacers. We always doubt him, and he always proves us wrong. So why are we still doubting him?
All right, give us one more guy who you think is going to be up this year.
My last guy is my biggest play, but I've actually sold tons of him already because his market's already up, but I think it's justified. It's Paulo Banchero. Paulo Banchero can make that Shea jump. Like, he can make that K jump. That Magic team is good. And Paulo, like, you can just, like, let's say he had no jersey on and no face, and you just blind eye tested him. 6'11", fast as shit, 50-inch vert, could shoot, could dribble, could post. He's the closest thing we have to LeBron right now. He really is. He's a freak of an athlete. Also, a very smart, well-educated man. If you ever heard him speak, he's very knowledgeable about the game and is like a student of the game. I just think Paulo is only going up, and I think he could average 20-something. And I think the Magic, I know it's crazy to take, could win the NBA championship.
That might be a little bold, but listen, they're on their way up for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they made noise in the playoffs last year. Banchero's a dog.
Dog.
He's a dog. When you watch him play, I think he's dropped 50 like multiple times.
And it's the easiest 50. He's not even like doing too much. Like, he
Yeah.
barely touches the ball. And Franz Wagner and Desmond Bane are such good side pieces around him. Spot up shooters who could slash. They have big men down low with Goga and Wendell. I just like the team.
All right, Ethan, let's get to our favorite segment. What are we What are we buying, bro?
So we're looking at a Asar Thompson Nebula Optic Auto PSA 9, which I don't really love the card as much as I love the player. Amen Thompson cards are 2x Asars. I did the same thing last year. Last year, he had blood clots. I was buying all of his shit. I bought a Prism Gold, a Prism Black Gold. And then midway through the season, he had like 2 weeks of good games. And I sat it on alt, and I 3x on both of them. And this year, again, Amen Thompson is double Asar. They're fucking twins, guys. They're fucking. If they didn't have jerseys on, you wouldn't tell the difference. They're both fantastic players, and the Pistons are going to be in prime time tonight, or prime time this season. I think he's going to be shutting people down. He's going to get a lot of minutes because they need a wing there, and I think the Pistons will be good. And listen, if the Pistons are holding people to 85 points per game every night, there's one guy who's going to be that. It's going to be Asar Thompson.
Okay, so I love this card. I love this player. I love this price. But something scares me this week that I think I should bring up. Drake May, 1 of 1, Black Prism Finite. Do you know what it sold for preseason?
75,000.
It was closer to 110.
Okay.
Okay. It just sold again
They did.
2 weeks ago. Guess how much it sold for?
50K.
67,000.
Well,
So hold on a second though. The biggest problem I have with this is that people are hyping up Drake May, and a lot of them are Patriots fans, but Drake May is playing pretty good ball. So I think this really goes to show people who are investing in the card market and in season, buying a guy preseason and then selling him in season, you think, oh, he's playing well, he's going to go up. I've seen this time and time again. That is not true.
Well, listen, I'm going to say some shit that I probably shouldn't say, but that Drake May sale, that first sale is one of the most shilled sales in the history. Like, that was just a rebought card from a guy and then sent to backyard to be faked up in a repack. Like, that is just not a real sale. So that second sale was actually the real sale. That wasn't big of drop-off. That Drake May Black is a 50K card. That's what happened. The Asar Thompson, on the other hand, like, his Nebula ran last season, preseason. I almost bought it. It ended for like under 10K, I think, like $8,000.
But let's go back to this real quick, and then we'll get back to what we're buying. Caleb Williams, Drake May, not Jaden. Jaden sold for 500K. And again, we don't have to say that sells real either. I'm just saying, the public sales that have happened.
Yeah, but you can't trust these public sales because the Caleb Williams Black, the Drake May Black, and the Caleb Williams Nebula were all sold by the same person on Golden, bought back by the same person and then sent to backyard to do a big mystery chase because they need a comp for their chasers. We can't always believe these fake sales. We got to know where if like I'm
so
10
what
tones down.
what you're saying basically is is happening is Caleb Williams is being auctioned on Golden. It's being bought by the same guy at 110K.
Yeah.
Same thing with Drake May. So now you've established these 100K sales. Then they go to backyard where they're placed in a mystery pack, right?
Uh-huh.
And now it's a 100K chaser. All right, Ethan, let's go to the next card.
Okay, glad we got off that one. Next card is a 2018 Prism Blue Ice Kobe Bryant and a BGS 10. This is a card you can just buy and forget about because it'll never go down. This card is stunning. Last year Prism for Kobe. Blue Ice is the nicest parallel on the planet for Prism.
I want to ask you something, though.
Yeah?
Do you really think that right now is the time to buy Kobe? And I'm only asking that because since the National, the couple months leading up to that, like he's just so high. And I agree with you that, sure, Kobe's never going to go down long term. But if I'm me, who I am, right? I'm me. I'm going to see if we can let the Kobe market cool off for 6 months or 12 months and then go back into it because I believe the Kobe market can still go back to what it was, which is 20-30% less than what it is now. And Kobe collectors aren't like going crazy.
Yeah.
Right? You're still up on Kobe. But I just offloaded a bunch of Kobe because I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm just getting so much money for these Kobes. Why would I can buy these back, in my opinion, at 20, 30, 40% less in a year or so.
I agree 100% Fold. It's a terrible time to buy Kobe. It's going to go down. There's certain pieces like this one that I don't think are going to go for too
And
high.
by the way, I love this card, and like I agree with you. Like this is an iconic. All the Prism Kobes are unique in their own way and have really, really cool low numbers. And this is at a 99.
Yeah.
Anything you could snag on a Kobe from 2012 to 2020, it was the last year of
2018 was last for Prism. So this is the last year of Prism Kobe.
Kobe? No, there's a 2019, 2020. He was in the Zion year. That was his last year.
Oh, you're right, I think. Well, listen, I agree. You're totally dead on with this. You should not be buying Kobe right now. But this is a pop one. This is a card that will never show up again. And that's why he's selling it now. So you could buy this card and wait the 10, 20 years. Don't wait 2 years or 1 year. You might lose money on it. But yeah, I wouldn't buy Kobe right now. But as a Kobe person, you buy
It's
the
a
good
sick
ones.
card.
You just, it might not ever come up again. That's why I'd buy
There's
it.
only 99 of them, yeah.
And this is a pop one in the BGS 10. You need it.
Yep. All right, what else you got?
So this year in Panini, we got Derrick Rose stuff back.
This is sick.
Yeah, Derrick Rose hasn't signed in a long time. This is an Adidas tag, 1/1 NT Derrick Rose. There's going to be a lot of cool Derrick Roses entering the market now because he's a Panini signer, but this is one of the better ones. I just like this card. I think it's not going to end for too much because, like I said, there's other Derrick Roses that are distracting people, but this is a good pickup.
And Derrick Rose is collectible.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people like Derrick Rose. If you ever watch player breaks, by the way, on Whatnot or TikTok or wherever, like, when you hit Derrick Rose, people keep him. They don't throw him back into the mix. You're like, I want Derrick Rose.
Yeah, no one sells their Derrick Rose cards. That's why they're making new ones. People are snapping him up. Overseas, still one of the most collected players. I just like the card. I put it up there because it's pretty.
Love it.
Good time to buy this card. We have a 2020 Select Gold Field Level 10 out of 10 double jersey match Herbert. I hate Select, but 2019 and 2020 Select is good shit. And this is a good card. Herbert lost 2 games in a row. I don't think he's going to be losing many more. I think the Chargers are going to be a playoff team this year. So just buy Herbert on the low. It's a stunning card.
It's
and
a color match. It's beautiful.
double jersey match, color match. Just a good card. You just can't go wrong.
You know Harbaugh is going to win a playoff game with Herbert, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I really think so. Like, Harbaugh might be a dog shit coach, but he knows how to win shitty playoff games.
It's just crazy.
Yeah. So at $900, this could be the last point this season where you can buy Herbert. So take the advantage of it.
Oh, and it's a jersey match.
Double jersey match, 10 out of 10.
Double jersey match. Okay, I have a crazy story. Dallas Card Show, probably 2021, 2022. I'm with Jeff Wilson. We did some type of break. He pulled this card in a silver. Guess how much it was raw?
2K.
2K, bro. Silver raw. So to see this card at 900, not that it's going to end at 900, but in a gold, I mean, at the Dallas Card Show, you pulled that back then, you probably could have got 20K for it.
More, bro. This was like an 80K card at one
Right,
point.
right.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm putting it up here, because I see cards back in the day that were way more, and I'm like, this is going cheap. I just might as well get it, because at one point someone would pay it. Who knows? They might still pay that.
Yep. All right, what else you got?
This is an XRC. Not only is it an XRC, it's a green color match. Like, they knew this was being made for Kevin Durant. This is a 2006 finest XRC green to what, 199. It's a 9.5. The Kevin Durant market, by the way, is exploding right now.
This card is so unique, and this is a card, by the way, that I love to tell people to buy because you are not going to see this again for a long time. And then when you show this card at the National and you're at a private event or you're at a high-end table, like people are like, yo, what is that?
Yeah.
And you explain it, and they're like, how much do you want? I think we've said this on the show. I had the purple Lamar Prism Purple Power rookie.
8 of
It
8.
was numbered, right, it was numbered to 8, BGS 9.5. And I think I paid like 6 or 7 for it at the Dallas Card Show a year or two ago. And it really wasn't going up too high in price. And I'm just like, I don't get it. Lamar's so good. It doesn't make sense. So a guy came up to me. He saw it. He's like, that thing is beautiful. Purple Power, by the way, isn't numbered to 8 anymore, right?
No,
So it was a very
only
unique...
for Lamar because he didn't sign a lot.
Right. So this guy, he offers me, I think, $8K for it. And I was just like, I spent $6,700, whatever it was, and I'm going to make $1,300 in 2 years. Like, I thought, I still think Lamar can win another MVP. I'm like, dude, if you want it, it's 10K. Because I was like, if I get 10K for it, whatever. And he said, yeah.
Of course.
And the reason I say that story, this is that type of card.
Very similar,
right?
yeah.
Very similar. That Lamar was numbered at 8. This is KD. Like you said, XRC before his rookie year, out of 199. Not as much money as Lamar, but like I could see it being a 10K card one day because nobody knows about this thing.
And it's a color match. It's just like beautiful card people are going to want of a good player.
Love that. Okay, what else you got?
Speaking of another future Hall of Famer, we have a Chris Paul limited logos. And
This is disgusting, this patch, by the way.
So limited logos is the greatest patch auto set of all time. And this happens to be a rookie for Chris Paul because he's 2005. So you have an RPA exquisite limited logos, fresh blue ink, good grade, good patch. This is a great card because Chris Paul, look, we're buying Derrick Rose cards. This is 2026 and we're still buying Derrick Rose. In 2036, people are still going to be buying Chris Paul.
I agree. And Chris Paul's a fan favorite. By the way, Clippers this year, Clippers could be interesting. They are deep.
Bunch of unks.
They have but like they have some guys who still got legs on them too, right? And listen, the starters are unks for sure, but listen, they have Bradley Beal, they have Chris Paul, they have Kawhi, right? And they have
Harden.
Those 4 are unks for sure. But then they also have the Norman Powells, right?
On the Heat?
No. Who am I thinking? Oh, John Collins. I'm sorry.
John Collins, the big Vika Zubac, who was a great defender last year.
So, like, John Collins is not an unk. Kid's like 25 years old,
and
right?
hoppy, yeah.
So, and I'm forgetting, I had the roster in front of me the other day, but like they got a couple young guys where don't let all the unks play at the same time. Let them play 25 to 30 minutes a game, all right, and keep the fresh legs on the court.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The Clippers are going to be a tough beat, dude. Like, they're definitely going to make the playoffs, and they're definitely going to be competitive because there's so much ball knowledge on one court. I mean, Jesus Christ. You got 3 Hall of Famers playing, plus Bradley Beal. Like, there is probably, if you go look at any roster in the league, the Clippers have the most points ever scored on the roster than any other team. Like, that, they have walking buckets who've been playing for 20 years, so they've seen a lot.
Chris Paul, what do you think this ends at?
I think this ends at like 3K.
Yeah,
which is one of the best Chris Paul cards.
This is one of the most beautiful Chris Paul cards I've ever seen.
Yeah,
seriously,
and it really is, and it's a great set. Even if Chris Paul wasn't good, it would still be an expensive card.
Okay, what else you got?
Okay, so I really hope no one bids me up on this. I would call this super affordable. I remember this card being a couple $1,000 like last season, like a couple months ago. Caleb Williams is the biggest green flag buyer right now. He is good. The Lions are going to be good, and they're getting better every week. Out of all those rookie quarterbacks, like people are just fucking coming over. It's like Caleb Williams is the better one. He's the first overall pick for a reason. I just like this buy. It's a cool color match and a cool card.
Explain Blue Prism, by the way, for anybody who's
so in retail, there's only 2 good hits. It's the blue and the red. They're very hard to find. The blue is actually the rarest one. The red is the second rarest. They're not numbered parallels, but they've always sold very good. Like if you go look at what a Mahomes red does or a Josh Allen blue does, they do tens of thousands of dollars.
And they are super rare. I mean, you have to rip a lot of blasters just to hit one blue or red, right?
Yeah, and it's usually just a bump.
It's a bump.
Yeah.
It's
so
an
imagine getting
bump.
Caleb.
Yep. And listen, what's also interesting is over the last 90 days, Caleb's down 22%. So I don't like that because I'm watching Caleb, and I'm for the first time watching Caleb in the NFL, I'm like becoming a believer, right? So, and what I mean by that is he's got Ben Johnson. They're running these offensive plays that are, kind of reminiscent of last year's Lions, some backyard magic, so to speak. But I think that Caleb Williams can mature and become a better pocket passer while also still using his legs, right? But Rome Odunze with Caleb Williams for the next 5 years, that's going to be a scary thing to have to deal with.
I couldn't agree more.
So at $121, where does Caleb Williams end?
I think it ends at like $400, which is really cheap. I like that buy a lot. I'm going to be buying Caleb's all next 3 weeks, and we're going to see if I'm right or wrong very soon.
What are Caleb's out of 9 NTRPAs doing on average?
Doesn't have one. Remember, he doesn't sign.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So he only has patches, which are shit. So Caleb's best cards are like gold prisms and gold downtowns.
So the next question now is, number one is, what are his patches doing? Probably like $3 to $5K.
Oh, I don't think they're over $1,000.
Oh, well, you know what? I should know this. I paid a little under $5K for an out of 25 true patch Jaden Daniels right before the season. So it was like $4K, maybe somewhere around there. And Caleb's about half the price. So he's probably $1,500 to $2K on a patch, NT patch. So the next question before we end the show today is that I want to go through with you is Caleb Williams. We just answered the question. He doesn't have NT RPAs. Tops basketball is releasing this month. We have Tops football that will release next year, right? Will Caleb Williams patch autographs in Tops' set be a highly sought after, quote unquote, I know it's not an RPA, but it is a semi-RPA, right? Like a quasi second, third year RPA, whatever you want to like call it. It's the first year.
I think that you're partially right. I don't think if they put him out with just unused jerseys, they'll do as much. But if you give me my first game-used patch auto jersey of Caleb, of Wemby, of Jaden, of May, of Stroud, of all these guys that we've just been waiting for, then yes, I think those are going to do a lot of big numbers, licensed game-used jerseys of the top players. Because if you look at their RPAs, which are like unlicensed midnight shitters, you're not going to want that over a game-used on-card patch auto license of that player. So those will go down as the best players of those cards.
But guys, before we wrap the show, remember it's time to do our Ludex Weekly Loot Giveaway. And the card we're giving away this week is a PSA 10 Silver Flashback Prism LeBron James. LeBron James. This is a 2020 Flashback Prism, guys. This is a sick card in the Lakers uni. I know you guys want to add this to your collection. Remember, to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is like this video, subscribe to Dappz Sports, and comment underneath. Let us know what you want to see on the show.
I am your host, Dappz. This is our co-host, Ethan. We appreciate you guys for watching. Up or down, we will be back next week on Thursday. See you then.